Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Good evening, greenhorns and listeners. Welcome to the Road to Wrestling School, the HOV to the HOP. HOP standing for the Neil Superior House of Pain Professional Wrestling Training Center in beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. I am hashtag Hamish Stewart, and beside me is
Dash Rippington.
And we are two trainees who are currently actually not on the road to wrestling school.
That was a big psych.
It was, yeah. I took a hiatus from it because we're at the Renaissance Festival, but Dash Rippington has not because he is super motivated and a super motivated working kind of guy. So getting his skills set and getting himself ready for the Lord of the Rings tournament, 10th anniversary.
It's going to be huge.
Oh, it's going to be out of this world. So we're going to let you listen in on the conversation. We're driving to the Renaissance Festival, going to rehearsal, but we're still going to talk about wrestling, life, and just kind of everything in between. So how you been, Dash?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. A little upset about workout stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean,
but when are you not upset about workout stuff?
All the time. You gotta, so I've been working to try to transition a lot of body fat away.
Okay.
And get as thin as I can so that I can show a lot of muscle for the Lord of the Rings tournament.
Right.
Still have about 7 weeks left, but don't want to plateau and don't want to take my foot off the gas, but also still tough with the rehearsals, you know?
Yeah, very true.
So...
Well, at least the rehearsals are times to keep the body busy, and there is a lot of activity in that, so that can help.
That's right. That is absolutely right. It keeps me, on the weekends normally, I would do something a lot lighter than what I would do at the Renaissance Festival. So those times will at least help me, keep, as long as I keep focus on the nutrition, we'll keep there.
Yeah, and then when you actually get to the festival being open, you can start lifting the logs again.
That's right. Go back into sort of the functional lifting while I'm there. And then we'll be doing the wrestling show. We'll be doing Renaissance Rumble.
Yes, indeed.
Which will be at the Renaissance Festival starting the last weekend of August, running till the last weekend of October.
All 19 days on the Blackfriars stage at 3:30, we believe.
Yes. Hopefully it stays at 3:30. Because, God willing, we need to get out by 4 o'clock to make it to Lord of the Rings.
It's going to be a long drive.
It's going to be tight. And we're going to have to shower fast after that show and then run to the car. This is going to be an interesting show. But
yeah, last Thursday, waiting for John Rambo to open up the school, I was standing out front talking to wild man Robbie Page, and he had a story about how he feels about wrestlers showing up to events 20 minutes before bell time and how that's disrespectful and such. And I completely saw his point. Absolutely 100% saw his point, especially with him being a ring veteran and setting up the ring and helping younger guys or getting in the ring, working with others on their own matches or what have you. You see somebody come in like they're a prima donna 20 minutes before bell time, throwing on their gear and just doing their stuff and hanging out in the back. That can be really upsetting. Well, I had to look at him straight in the eye and it's like, Robbie, I really hate to say this. I understand your point of view, but just to let you know, at Lord of the Rings, hashtag Hamish,
that's right.
Grizzly Joe, and myself are all going to be rolling in about 20 minutes before bell time.
If that.
If that.
We have told John Rambo, the architect of this and our illustrious trainer, that, look, we're leaving from Annapolis, Maryland at, if we're lucky, 4 o'clock.
It's not going to be 4 o'clock.
It better be. I'm telling you, we're going to end that show. We're going to be like, and boom, this is Renaissance Rumble. I'm running out back, stripping down, showering behind our stage.
Really?
Yes. I'm not going back. I'm not going to the Lord of the Rings stinky.
Yeah, I can imagine not.
No, we're going to have to do that. It's going to be a weird
We'll have to hook up a shower curtain, but we do have the shower out back of the stage.
Yeah, we're going to have to shower back there because we don't. So, look, we're already walking in with at least one strike on us.
That is true.
Because there's going to be a lot of real deal honest vets in that locker room.
We've got one of the head shrinkers in the tournament.
One of the head shrinkers. I forget his name right off the top of my head, but his last name is Star, not L.A. Star, but God, I don't want to call. I forget his. But he's also an old. Casey's going to look. Or sorry, Dash is going to look it up. Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
That's right. God, this is the first time anybody's ever kayfabed me on the on the podcast.
Oh, and we also did just find out this week that the 40th entrant of the Lord of the Rings is none other than John Rambo himself.
Oh man,
He's coming out of retirement for this one last
this
match.
This just got real. So already, my nerves for this tournament have been at, I'm going to say a 7.5, 8. When I saw the 40th entrant into the tournament be Rambo, it went to an 11.
Yes, it did.
I was like, oh, no, this has just gotten crazy.
Bobby Starr.
Bobby Starr was a guy who kicked around WWE and WCW, and I think he was a little bit into ECW there, if I recall. I did some research on a lot of the guys there, and to see, hey, look, he's kind of sort of do pre-work to see
that's good to do. You got to know who you might be working against, considering we don't know what the actual card is yet.
Right.
I mean, we know who's going to be involved. We just don't know what the pairings are.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to be matched up against whom. I'm very interested to see that. Also, when we know the pairings and we know the initial matches that are set, obviously I will get in contact with my first partners there, and then also I'll get back into the House of Pain on Monday nights as much as I can.
That'll be good to have you there because it's kind of lonely now.
Yeah, I'll get tuned back up on Monday nights. I need to, as soon as the fair opens, I'm going back in.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because after the fair opens, then it's just weekend stuff, and I can sneak away on Mondays.
Excellent.
Because I'll need to be sort of ring ready when I get in there. Not to say that I'm gonna, like we're slacking off or anything, but
well, you are still taking some bumps in the Renaissance Rumble show, but it's not quite the same thing.
Right. And if we can, if we know who I'm going to match up against first, maybe I can go see some of their moves, see how they work, and then
it'd be good if it's somebody you already know too.
Oh,
that
God.
would help.
Oh, God willing, I want you to know I have nothing but fear in my heart about, especially, hey, boom, we roll in 20 minutes, if 20 minutes before bell.
It'll be lucky.
It might be, after bell time that we show up, and then, we get in the back, and then, we're wrestling, Vet X and Vet Y, who are like, well, we'll just figure it out in the ring. And I'll be like, oh, God.
Yeah, you end up in the ring against John Rambo himself, and he's just going to boot you in the head.
No, everything that he's done in the ring, anytime he's come in and, like I was talking to Grizz about this yesterday. Every time he's come into the ring and he's like, let me show you how to do this, I'm always like, oh, my God, this is going to be crazy. It looks great and feels fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, he's a true...
That's what experience gets
He's
you.
a true pro.
Right.
And that's the best part about it, But I want to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
So, Grizz and I have stopped since the beginning of July.
Right.
Late. So it's been a full month. You've been going there by yourself. How's it been?
It's been good. Thursday nights are kind of odd. They've started working me into singles matches, and this past Thursday night, I was part of a tag team, a 4-way tag team with 4 teams.
Awesome. Who were you tagged with?
I was tagging with the new guy. He's got an Amish beard. It goes by Double A. Andrew is his name.
Is he an old guy or is he?
No, he's not an old guy. He's a young guy, but he is from the House of Pain from a little while back.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like so he's from House of Pain.
Yeah, I think he does both refereeing and wrestling. When he came back 2 weeks ago or so, John asked him if he was looking to get into doing wrestling or refereeing again, and he went the wrestling route. So he's in there, and he's doing pretty good.
Isn't he? He's an entrant in the tournament, too,
I
isn't
believe
he?
so, yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, that'll be good.
Yeah, so I tag teamed with him because we were the 2 newest guys out of all the others that were there. There weren't a lot of people there this past Thursday. It seems like we're in a waning period of people not showing up, or people have busy lives and
it's
doing
also
other
vacation
stuff. Yeah, it's
period.
vacations. So Monday nights are wonderful because on Thursday nights you go through the training matches, and then at the end you can work out stuff in the ring, and that's useful. But on Monday nights, because there's no training matches, you actually get to work on moves. And on Thursday nights, it's harder to get ring time with so many people there, whereas Monday, there's fewer people there. You get more ring time and more time to actually work on what you're trying to accomplish, learning the moves, how to do them safely. You get to do them over and over again without somebody sitting outside going, can I please get in the ring now?
Yeah, that's cool. How's it been like just as a man going there? Because like I know that Grizz and I like to go in a team there because quite honestly, I've had bad experiences from Bone Breakers in terms of going there. Now, House of Pain has been completely different, but there's still that and I'm going to use this word, but it doesn't mark or stain or remembrance that I have from long ago that still builds some anxiety when I go into a wrestling training place.
Right. I don't have any anxiety about it. I did not have to go through a Bone Breakers bad scenario, training sessions or anything. House of Pain is the first actual training center I've attended.
And that's really, I think, really good because you come in at a real clean slate. And, like, everything has been, like, fantastic.
Yeah, it's been really nice. I haven't had to bump a lot, and John wants to...
God, that makes me so angry.
John really
that's a
guy
that bumps
like
crazy.
You do.
He's a guy that is just mercilessly bumped in every match he's in.
Yeah, John seems, because I'm so tall.
That's the thing, and that's why I can't get too mad because I get it.
Yeah, it's part of the mystique of, or the art of what we do is you have to tell the story. And if you can actually tell a story where the entire match is this medium-sized guy has to fight the entire match just to get the big guy off his feet, that can be really dramatic. That can really pull the audience along with you because you can run the ending either way. You can do the entire match where you're trying to get me off my feet, but I don't take a bump through the entire match. And then all of a sudden, at the very last minute, boom, big move, big man hits the back, takes the bump. The audience gets a charge out of that. Or you take it the other way and, you get to the point where the big man's going to take a bump, and then all of a sudden, boom, he comes back up and finishes it out, and the audience is upset at the bad guy didn't ever get,
or didn't ever get his comeuppance.
Right.
Yeah. So have you been working that in your training matches?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that where what they call give 'em three. Or give me three, which is a succession of three moves, each move being a larger move than the last. And the third one is usually either the one that is going to cause the bump or the next spot to transition into. And we've been doing a lot of, my opponent will bounce off will hit the ropes, come at me, hit me with a punch, and I just kind of shake it off. He'll change his mind and go off another set of ropes and come back and hit me with a clothesline, but I take it and I stand there and I just look at them like they're crazy, and they say, okay, that's it, and they bounce off the ropes again and hit me with the third thing, and I'm just either staggering or I'll go down to one knee, or we'll take whatever we need to advance that story at that point. And there's a couple of ways we've been going. It's either I'll take it to the knee, and then they'll start firing up really big, and they'll hit the ropes and come at me, and I'll just hit them with the hand across the neck and stop them for the choke slam or something like that. Just reverse it back on them. It was like they get me down to one knee, but it wasn't enough. I still had enough in me to
right. You
come
still
back.
there's still that monster there.
Right. And
how's that been working in with the gimmick?
It's kind of interesting because he really wants me to be a badass giant, but the Carney character is
not that.
Not that. So I'm trying to find ways that I have the Carney entrance, starting yelling at the crowd about the originations of the term mark,
Yeah, you know what? And this is something that you totally throw away if you don't. I mean, this turns everything in a different direction. But as you're talking about that, you need a tiny manager. You need a tiny manager to do what you do right now, and you come out as the giant.
Okay.
Like, you know,
that makes sense.
Yeah, if you had a tiny manager, you know, yelling, "Hey, Rubes," which I really wish people could hear, because that's really a very, if people understood how, like, I mean, when you go back into the Carney world, how real that is, one.
Yes.
You know, and then two, how really disrespectful that is to people.
Yep.
That is really a very, very loaded and very powerful thing to hear.
Yeah,
but
it really
I wish
is.
people understood when you said that and when they could hear it, because it really is very powerful.
Yeah, it's basically, when you get down to it, the history of professional wrestling starting in the carnivals. When somebody yelled, "Hey, Rube," it was basically stating something is going down. We need help over here. And if you heard the call go out, "Hey, Rube," everyone would drop what they were doing and they would run to wherever it was and take care of the situation. Well, whether it was a patron that was getting unruly, if you heard that and you were the instigator of the problem, you would be lucky to walk out of there.
Oh, see, you know, the way that I saw it was that you were calling the people there rubes, like you were getting over on them, you know, like.
Oh, it is an insult to them, because the term "Hey, Rube" is not a call. You're not calling the carnies are not the rubes. You're saying, "Hey, Rube, there's a rube in the vicinity, so you need to come take care of this guy."
See, and the way that I define rube in my head is somebody who's getting taken advantage of. So, like, you know, like you would say, like, you'd have. What do you call it? Like a magic trick or something, you know, like a sideshow thing. And these people would come in and you call them, you a barker, and get them to come in and they give them their buck. And, you know, here's the magic trick. It's, you know, man eating chicken, you know, and it's
6 foot tall man eating chicken.
Right. And it's just a dude eating chicken. And then they leave and you're like, oh, and then those people are rubes because and when you come out and yell, "Hey, Rube," I feel like you're saying, like, you guys are all boobs, you're rubes, I'm smarter than you. And to me, it's like, and I mean this like completely, if you had your own personalized entrance music and it started out with, "Hey, rubes," and then boom, and then the music started.
That would be cool.
I wouldn't be upset with that. I would be like, "This guy's got some neat entrance music. I really like this."
I'll work on that. We can certainly add that to an edit of the music that's currently being used.
Whatever, man, if that's your thing. But, you know, it's your gimmick. But, you know, I have trouble enough with my own gimmicks. But no, yeah, if you had like a tiny manager. Oh my! If you had a midget.
Oh, if I had a midget manager.
Midget manager. God, the whole thing would be there. Then you'd be the oddities.
That didn't go over so well.
Yeah, no, that
in
went
WWF.
horrible. Yeah, you'd be the New Age oddities. What we have to do.
Oh, yeah, okay.
God, I love the New Age Outlaws as a tag team.
As we were
good.
talking, the history of some of the terminology, one of the biggest terms bandied about by the internet, the wrestling community, the internet wrestling community, is a mark. Everyone talks about the marks, and not many people understand where that term comes from. Basically, if you were to walk up when you go to a carnival, you would go up to the ticket place to get your string of tickets for whatever rides or games you want to do, and there would be usually a guy standing next to the ticket booth that would see you pull out your wallet, and as you open your wallet, they'd see how much cash is in there, or if you've got a lot of plastic or whatever. And if you're rolling with a lot of money in there, he would come up and slap you on the back and say, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And at the same time, put a chalk mark down your back. You were marked. That way, all the other carnies, as you walked around, would see that mark and know that you were the one that they wanted to hit up for whatever money.
Right, yeah, you were the guy that we should be really peddling to.
So when you transition that over into the wrestling world, a mark is everyone.
Right.
because you want everyone that comes to the show to buy in. You're either getting their money for the ticket, or you're getting their money for the merch, or you're getting their money for whatever. But everyone that shows up is a mark.
You know what? So that brings up a thing in my brain that I've been tooling around with for a while here. So we all know that kayfabe is broken.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate and also a good thing. It has its pros and cons.
Right. But so because I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking to a wrestler where they were bringing up this very same topic, and it's almost like a theatrical show now,
right?
To where it's not a where people walk in and they go, oh, this is a true contest of strength,
right?
And and people are true athletic competition, but something that we know is fixed,
right?
And because we know that, though, we're going to ignore that when we walk in. We're going to
suspension of disbelief.
Right, we're going to willfully suspend that disbelief to get to enjoy the show. And the wrestler they were interviewing was talking about the one of the wrestlers in the ring pulled out an imaginary gun, totally fake.
Okay.
No, not even there.
Right.
Just mimed that he had a gun, and
right.
everybody in the ring pretended he had a gun, but pretended so believably that the audience bought into it. And
wow.
they, so the audience was having fun, like, oh my God, this guy got a gun, and like this wrestler's using a gun against his opponent.
Right.
But so,
and a gun has no place in wrestling.
No, not at all. No, a gun definitely has no place in wrestling. Let's get that out on the table right here. The Road Wrestling School does not support...
We do not condone firearms in wrestling matches.
Not at all. Not at all. But so with that being said, like, as long as you're in the ring and selling it, selling the logic of the moves, and even if it gets illogical at times, as long as you're still selling it,
right?
The people who are there, as long as they're not crazies and believe this is like completely 100% real, which there's some of them are, but that's fine.
It's still real to me, damn it.
It's still real. That you can, as long as, and this goes back to some things that I've been kicking around in my brain, like, as long as you live the character and live the gimmick there when you're out there,
exactly,
the audience will get it. Yep. Everybody tries to, they try to feed into their match like 10 gazillion things and these crazy turns and 100 different false finishes, but no, like, pull out the fake gun.
Yeah.
No bumps happened, and a fake gun came out, and all of a sudden, the fans still loved it. A funny part of this, something you remember.
Was it Grizzly that posted that video of the Japanese match to my
Oh my
Facebook
God,
wall?
with that, yes.
The magician?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
All right, just to give a brief synopsis, magician.
Yeah, you got it. Your magician
Japanese
gimmick.
Wrestler against another guy. The crowd was eating it up.
By the way, he did that. He did the ribbon out of the mouth thing.
He did the ribbon out of the mouth. He was wearing a mask with a spade, the picture of a spade from a deck of cards on the mask, and he pulled the mask up just over the mouth and did the mouth ribbon paper. But he also did card tricks, because you can see in the clip there's cards all over the ring. But what the scene that we saw in this one clip,
right, the finish
was basically the magician hit the guy with whatever move and knocked him down.
Hypnosis,
yeah. The most dangerous move.
It's outlawed. It's
outlawed
in all 50 states.
Not allowed to use hypnosis.
And there's 3 territories in Canada you can do hypnosis in. It's not very well known.
So as he knocks his opponent to the ground, a ring attendant slides these 2 cardboard boxes into the ring.
Yes, horrible cardboard boxes.
And they're obviously collapsed. There's no top or bottom. It's just the sides of these boxes. And he stands his opponent up, opens the first box, slides it over the guy's head down to his feet, grabs the second box, opens it up, slides it down over his opponent, and the opponent is just standing there in the ring letting him do this.
Right, now his head is the only thing that's protruding from these
exposed.
boxes now. His head is the only thing that's exposed.
And then all of a sudden the magician goes to the side and pulls out these 3 plastic swords.
Yeah, just swords, Scimitars.
Scimitars, yeah. They're plastic scimitar swords. And he starts sticking them into the box.
Almost like, you would see like the beautiful assistant getting the swords through the box, and, if you imagine that.
Right. And then he does all 3 swords and then pulls them out. And he stands there for his ovation. He starts counting 1, 2, 3 in the ring, and the referee lifts the top box off the wrestler. The wrestler inside the box is now covered in fake blood.
Right.
Just covered in fake blood. And then falls over.
Presumably dead.
Presumably dead.
Or so injured he can't stand anymore.
The ref sees what happens and calls for the bell, disqualifying the magician, who is astounded that he got disqualified for this.
I wonder if he was astounded because the trick didn't work or that he was disqualified.
Either or.
It was in Japanese, so we'll never know.
But the Japanese crowd ate it up, and they got through the entire scene, and this was so ludicrous in a professional wrestling match that they committed so well to what they were doing that the crowd just went along with them.
Right. And that's, so that goes along with it. Like, as long as the crowd, as long as you're committed into what you're doing, the crowd should follow you regardless. Yep. I mean, but there has to be some logic to it. It's like, like we said, if, it's reasonable that a guy my size isn't going to knock you down with a back elbow.
Right.
The first, not going to bump you with a back elbow.
Exactly.
But as long as you live that gimmick in there and don't give up, and I think this ties into what Rambo's doing. As long as you stay strong as your gimmick, then it's believable.
Right.
But as soon as that facade cracks. And if it doesn't crack on a move that people go, oh wow, that guy should fall over, or that I think if somebody did, Tremor did his big what's he does that spinning back heel kick, spinning heel kick, like that's a move I think would knock you down because he's a big dude and
he is a big dude, and it's surprising that he can pull that move off as flawlessly as he can.
Damn, is he nimble and agile for not enough. I almost wish we could do it, and maybe we'll do that. We'll do a whole show where we just kind of talk about the great workers that are up there right now, up at the House of Pain.
Yeah, that makes good.
I mean, those guys, God, we do a whole show on how each one of them has a unique thing, which if you took, and I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's butt, but if you took all those workers together and put them on a show, it would be an awesome show.
It would be.
If you could just get them all together into one show, it would be a great show.
Yep, I agree. And 90% better than any of the other independent stuff that you can see out there, too. I mean, I've been to some really bad indie wrestling shows, and it's kind of sad to see because they're using workers that are not ready to be in these shows. And I have no doubt that I am going to be eliminated in this tournament as quick as I hit the ring.
Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short, Dash. You're a strong character.
I am going to make
the ring.
Run for it. Hey, with that choke slam.
Yeah, I know. I want you to know if you match up against me, you give me that choke slam. I'm going to the lights for you, buddy.
All right.
So, we did one in our tiny ring, so doing it in a big high spot ring won't be too bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, shut up! You guess. Oh, it's going to be so hard for me to choke slam you. I guess it won't be so bad. Yeah, I wish I was the dude choke slamming people.
Yeah, I am the one that is delivering it and not taking that big back bump.
Yeah. That's the thing. I need to get a finish move, man. God, I need to get a finish move. I don't have a finish move.
Well,
I need to get one.
What do you think? Are you thinking like an attack finish or like a violent finish, or do you want like a submission?
So I want to have two. I want to have a submission.
No, that makes sense. It's good to have either.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to have a submission. And this. So look, call me what you want. I love Chris Benoit. I mean, like the guy did a horrible act outside of the ring.
But his legacy you cannot deny.
Yes. In the ring, I loved everything he did.
Yep.
Everything. Except for that flying headbutt, which I was like, dumbest move ever.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
When he did it off the cage to Kurt Angle, though, I was like, oh my God, the guy's going to die! Which was a move that you still YouTube and watch. But no wonder he had such neck problems. But anyway, super jacked physique.
Right.
We all know why now, but still, just angry, relentless rage in the ring, which I want
toothless aggression.
Yeah, oh yeah, toothless aggression. I want to get, and this is, I want to get to a point where I can just unload like that in the ring.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that is where my character would be.
My character is getting closer to that right now.
Yeah, I just want to be just full-blown toothless aggression in the ring. And so I would like to have some sort of finish move that's a stretching submission.
The STF is kind of good. I do like the crippler crossface.
Yeah, I like that too. I really like the crossface. Really like the crossface.
And the crippler crossface is a good submission move because it gets both of your faces right there facing the audience. You see the pain and the anguish of the person with it locked in. You've got the sheer force of the person putting it on you. You know,
right.
You've got all of that emotion and expression, and you've got an arm free to tap with. You've got an arm free to drag with. It's a good finish. It's a good submission move.
Yeah, and not a lot of folks use it anymore.
That is true.
Well, yeah.
Because of...
Well, but you know what? I'll just bring it back. Whatever.
Change the name of it.
That's right. No, I'm just calling it the same thing. Crippler crossface.
The Celtic crossface.
The Celtic crossface!
There you go.
Oh my God, you're the best! This is the best car ride ever! I was going to say the Loch Ness crossface.
No, you cannot go to the Loch Ness for everything.
Every move I make up.
It's the Loch Ness body slam.
It's the Loch Ness body slam. Here comes the Loch Ness fisherman suplex.
Loch Ness clothesline. He has a long neck.
That's right, Loch Ness clothesline. You're right. There you go. It's the Celtic crossface. All right, you got it, Case.
All right.
Kayfabe. Kayfabe. Dash. Got a dash.
Yeah. All right.
That's great.
Hamish.
Thank you. Also, I've been toying around with... this is going to getting next year not being Hamish at the Renaissance Festival.
What?
Yeah, so that I could devote the Hamish Stewart Facebook page to strictly pro wrestling. Yeah.
Why not combine them?
See, I don't because they're different. They're different characters.
I'm doing the same thing. They're different, but they're kind of the same.
Yeah, but they're like way different though.
Okay.
Well, maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna give it a try.
Hashtag Hamish is Scottish.
Hamish
is Scottish.
I know, but so yeah, I got to work on. I don't know.
It's all about branding, baby.
I know
all
it
about
is.
branding.
I know.
You've got a following for Hamish.
You're right.
You can cash in on hashtag Hamish.
Actually, might have to go. I never go on that Facebook.
You need to go on that Facebook page, man. You need to work it.
Never go on that.
Work the rubes.
I do need to work those rubes and get that Facebook page up. But yeah, no, the Celtic crossface. That's good. That's going to happen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure out something for Grizzly.
Grizz he's got that bear trap, but he doesn't. Yeah, but which could be called the Loch Ness, quite frankly. But
gimmick infringement.
That's right. I would give that up to him.
Oh, you'll give up that?
No, it's fine. Yeah, everything's a Loch Ness to me. But he, I think he needs a bigger thing, than just a submission move.
Yeah, he's a brawler. Yeah, he needs a brawling finish.
And Robbie Page, big shout out to Wildman here, gave us a tag move that could be made into a finish.
Okay.
Which is Grizz has got a guy kind of shoots him off the ropes, gives him an inverted atomic drop, doesn't let go. So, boom, he gives him an inverted... Well, he does let go. It's just how it works out. He does let go, rolls out of the way to his left. Okay. So, imagine he's in the ring, and we're going to imagine hard camera to this, we're parallel to hard camera.
Okay.
So, we're not face-on to hard camera.
Okay.
So, he gives the inverted atomic drop. Kaboom. He rolls to his left, which would be upstage or up,
or away from the hard
away
camera.
From hard camera. Yes, for all you wrestling people. As he rolls, as soon as he rolls and the guy straightens up from taking the inverted, I give a big Mexican drop kick. Boom, puts him on his back. I roll to my right, which is downstage or towards hard camera. Grizz gives if Grizz is the legal man, he gives a big splash and then gives the pin. If I'm the legal man, he gives the splash, gets up, I drop the leg, give him the pin over.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of kind of back and forth, up and down there.
There's a lot you can play with too. You can do Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, and we were thinking instead of Mexican drop kick, maybe super kick or maybe big boot come in there. But
Man, I love your Mexican drop kick.
I know,
though.
I do. Yeah, that's got to be there. That's the thing.
It's like, just last week, I saw Trimmer do a Mexican drop kick to a guy in the corner, and it was like, what?
Oh, he was standing in the corner.
Yeah, he was kind of slunched down, so his back was on the second turnbuckle. And
he stole my move, that mother.
He stole your move.
Yeah, I do that in the middle of the ring after the snapmare.
Yeah,
I call that the Loch Ness.
Oh, my goodness. You cannot have the
I know,
Loch Ness.
I got it. It's
You do know that the monster doesn't exist. It's just a place in Scotland.
I'm the monster.
Oh, you're the monster.
Grizz is the monster. That's what it is. Straight from Loch Ness, Scotland.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know. It's too much. Too much. We can go back to rock and roll Sky
Okay.
Clash. Best gimmick ever.
I would love to be your manager if you did go back.
Oh, no way, man. That's it's too crazy, man. Time can't bring 3 people back.
That's true.
It's
Time is only so powerful.
Yeah, only powerful enough to take 2 people back. Can't bring 3.
That's okay. I'll just
That's
go on.
unbelievable.
That
the
is
audience
unbelievable.
would not go along with that.
No. There's no amount of exposition that could explain it.
There's no amount of suspension of disbelief in which the audience would go, okay, well, time would bring 3 people back. Why doesn't it bring everybody back?
Yeah, everybody's got to come back.
Right. And the Coco Beware shows up. We're like,
Oh,
whoa.
with Frankie?
That's right. Original Frankie.
Original Frankie.
That's how we know time is so powerful.
Wow. No, that's fine. You go on with your Rock and Roll Sky Clash, and I'll just go on and I'll manage R.L. Smith because that's a good connection.
Oh,
right
R.L.
there.
Yeah, I think we're definitely maybe when we podcast later, we'll put everybody over in terms of like how great they are and go through it. But all right. So we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
We're almost at the Renaissance Festival.
Yes.
Remember, folks, like us and rate us and subscribe to us on
would help.
iTunes. You can find us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/Road to Wrestling School. You can also find us at www.renaissancerumble.com. Remember to put in the http // before you put the www.
Hamish, nobody has to type all that anymore.
Still-
RenaissanceRumble.com.
I guess. Whatever.
Facebook.com/Renaissance Rumble.
Or you can just search for us on Facebook, I
just
guess.
search.
I don't know. It sounds better when you say www. Doesn't it?
No, because
Okay.
that's too many syllables.
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you down the road and in the
ring!
That ending sounds good. I like that.